Hello everyone, and welcome to the second royal reading of the day, and it is a serious reading even though I am using a very frivolous deck for it, the Halloween Tarot. It's not remotely anywhere near Halloween. We are in fact in April, but it's my deck, my Ginger Whinger deck. And the story that's doing the rounds at the moment is that Teresa Longo fans have a copy of Harry's memoir. This is all what they are claiming. I'm just repeating what they are claiming. And apparently, in that memoir, Harry is going to say that he was forced into the military against his will, somewhat against his will. He was not interested in the stifling discipline and the control that the royal family, the military, were trying to hold over him, inflict on him. He didn't want it, but it was the last-ditch attempt by the royal family to rehabilitate him, fortify his character. These are the words that Teresa Longo is using. Harry saw it as, in fact, another attempt to get rid of him, cast him out again, says Teresa Longo fans on their blog spot, Bark Jack. And he said that it was their way of getting rid of him, casting him out, instead of responding to his needs with a warm embrace. Obviously his needs being his mental health struggles, his addiction issues. Instead of being nice and kind and sweet to him, they sent him to the army to sober him up. Reading between the lines, I'm reading between the lines, my opinion, because allegedly also he is going to make quite a meal of his alcohol addiction in this book. All allegedly, all rumour. We are using tarot cards for entertainment purposes to look at this book now. One more shuffle. I'm going to look at the energy around this. I'm going to see what was going on in Harry's life in the lead up to being sent off to the military. I'm going to see how he felt about it. I'm going to keep shuffling while I talk. I'm going to see what the royals were up to, what their motivation were for sending him off to the army. Not unusual. Andrew went, Edward went. Edward, of course, dropped out. Andrew had a very glorious military career. It was what followed that wasn't so glorious. Prince Philip, of course, served with great honour in the military. Prince Charles also served in the military. So nothing unusual there from the royal side, sending someone off to serve in the military. And it was Harry that didn't seem to appreciate it, all the sentiment behind it. I want to know, excuse me, it's a croaky voice, I want to know, as the outcome of this reading, this small 5-card reading using the Halloween Tarot, how people are going to feel about this news that he went against his will. He didn't like it, he rebelled against it, wasn't interested, royals were trying to get rid of him. How's it going to go down, the story, particularly with veterans? So underlying energy is the Hermit, is the Prince Harry card. There it is, the Virgo, major arcana for Virgo, Prince Harry. And the Hermit in here is a bit of a sorcerer. It's quite interesting, cooking up things here. Harry cooking things up with his book. Very unusual depiction of the Hermit, in fact. And with that foul gas coming out of that test tube, and blowing them up, and there it is. That's the intention, to blow the royals up with this. You sent me to the army, didn't want to go, you didn't want the discipline, I wanted love, I wanted tenderness, and you were horrible, you were cold, you were unfeeling. I guess Prince Philip, and Prince Philip, the one who said he needs stiffening, he needs toughening, he needs discipline. I sent Prince Charles to Gordonston, and now I'm going to send the brat to the army. Okay, so there's the answer. That's the underlying energy of this, the Hermit, the Prince Harry card. Hermit, of course, is soul-searching. It's looking inward. So despite the illustration on this card, of course, the Hermit normally goes off into the wilderness and looks for answers. So he's been doing soul searching, and this is the answer that he's come up with retrospectively, looking back. Didn't really want to go. They were horrible to me, mean, nasty royal family. And now we're all going to feel sorry for him. Let's see. Just the general situation right now with this book. We get the Lovers in reverse. Wow, that's a bad choice, the Lovers. We're not talking here about romance. We're not really talking about partnerships, unless you want to say Prince Harry and the royals have had a major splitting, a major fallout, which they have, of course. So there is that energy. And excuse me, I really am losing my voice very suddenly as I'm trying to do this reading. But more than that, the Lovers is the choice card, major arcana for choices. And the card is in the reverse, a bad choice, something that you are going to regret. And whose choice is being regretted now? Is it the royals sending Harry off? Was it Harry's decision to write the book? That's now regrettable. Lots of choices here that are being called into question with this major arcana. We have two major arcana. Both thought. The Hermit is a thinking card, as much thinking as the Hermit in this case is capable of doing. And then the Lovers, of course, is questioning decisions that you have made in your life that you might think now, oh dear, maybe that wasn't such a clever idea after all. So let's see what was going on, the backstory to marching Harry off to the army. What was going on? We get the High Priestess in reverse. That is secrets coming out. The High Priestess is all about secrets. And when it's in reverse, the secrets start to come out. And what secrets were coming out? We're getting major arcana here. So this is not nothing. This is big stuff. Secrets coming out. Was it about Harry's mental health problems, his addiction, those kind of secrets that were beginning to spill out into the press? He was getting into trouble all over the place. He was seen falling around, drunk at nightclubs and things like that. Maybe it was getting difficult for the royals, having to deal with that kind of energy. What other secrets? There is, of course, the rumour that Prince Harry is going to blame the royals for... You know the story, you know the drill. I don't even want to say it. My heart sinks when I have to say it, but he's going to blame the royals for having a hand in Princess Diana's death. Maybe that's a secret that was starting to come out in his mind. He was beginning to get very focused on it. Secrets coming out. Dirty linen, dirty laundry being exposed. And hush him up, send him off, get rid of him again. As he said, just quoting what Bark Jack is saying. So how did he feel about being marched off against his will? The Hierophant in reverse. Goodness me, we're just getting major arcana after major arcana. The Hierophant is the royal family. It's the mummy, quite amusing, this depiction of it. It is normally a kind of a pope-like figure, because it's the communication between church and state. It's the royal family. It's the lessons. It's teaching. It's learning. It is being in integrity. It is ascending, taking the higher path. But it's in the reverse. He felt that it was the royal family abusing its power, abusing its authority over him. It's the Queen, of course, because the Hierophant is the Taurus card, the major arcana. He felt that he was being bullied. With that Hierophant, the Taurus in reverse is the bully, being bullied. They were misusing their power, their status, their standing. And so he really did feel sour about it. He really did. This is not ex post facto Harry sitting now and looking back and somebody whispering, dropping poison in his ear and reinterpreting the past for him. The sense of grievance goes back a long way. It does go back a long way with this Hierophant card. He's had a sense of grievance, I imagine, from the day that his mother died, and it has soured him from then on. And instead of being nice and kind, Granny sent him off, silenced him, sent him away. So let's see what the royal family's motives were for sending Prince Harry to the military. As I say, nothing unusual about it. They all seem to have gone. And what were they up to? King of Ghosts in reverse. That's the King of Cups in reverse. Cups are always emotions, and they are very often drinking. When the King of Cups is in reverse, it means that emotions are out of control. Possibly because of heavy drinking, possibly depression. So it shows that Prince Harry, they felt, had problems, psychological problems, maybe drinking problems, and that he needed to get them under control. Possibly he had already had some form of treatment for it. As far as I can remember, he did spend some time, but it wasn't a long time. It might have been a very short stint in rehab. And so the feeling was, okay, that didn't work. Now the army is going to tough him up, sort him out. And so off he went, the unwilling soldier, toy soldier. And how are people going to respond to this narrative now that he went in a begrudging fashion? He didn't want any of it. He resents it. Even though he likes to dress up in the uniform, he likes to lord it over people, he likes to put his medals on and prance about, parade about, but actually didn't want to serve, resented the whole thing. How are people going to respond to this, in particular the military that he served with? The Hanged Man in reverse. They're going to say good riddance. They're going to say good riddance to him. The Hanged Man is the victim, the sacrifice. He's somebody who feels sorry for himself often, self-pitying energy. The card in the reverse I am interpreting as being that they are over the whole narrative of the self-pity, woe is me, poor me, and cut him down. We don't want to hear about it anymore. When the Hanged Man is cut down from that branch and set back on his feet and back in circulation, it's over. Whatever victim card you were playing is over. You're back. You've been in limbo. You've had time to think. It's another thinking card. And you've had time to think. You've had time to get a new perspective on things, and now get on with it. I can hear them all saying, get on with it. Lots of us didn't have choices in why we went off to the military, but we got on with it. You get on with it, and get over yourself, get over your self-pity, and get on with it. Stop playing the victim card. We are not interested. And it's very interesting because my eye is drawn to the next card at the bottom of this rather amusing tarot deck. As I say, it's not an amusing topic, but it does read very well for Harry's energy, and it's the Strength card, and it's the Strength card that is in reverse. Another underlying energy. Interesting that the Hermit was followed by the Strength card in reverse in this deck as underlying energy. The Strength card is, of course, about toughening up, about being courageous, about mastering your lower nature, which is what the royal family were hoping he would do, hoping that he would grow a pair, hoping he would mature, hoping he would gain some self-control, some discipline, that the discipline would help him, but it didn't. Strength card in reverse, he didn't manage to achieve that self-mastery, he didn't manage to build up that inner strength, he didn't respond to the situation in the way that they had hoped he was going to. The tough love that they dished out didn't work. And King of Cups, of course, King of Ghosts in reverse is also Prince Charles. lest we forget. And Prince Charles might have had enough at that point and just, I don't know how to deal with this problem, son of mine. I don't know what to do. I've tried and tried and tried. Their relationship might have soured to the extent that, well, perhaps the army can intervene and can solve the problem where I cannot. And Prince Charles is going to be blamed for this, for not giving him the love, the affection, the sympathy, the support, all that stuff that he's now finding in America with Better Up and with Meghan and Doria and all the people around him who are, of course, saying poor you, and the tiny violins are all being taken out and played wherever he goes. Not with the military, not with the veterans, not with the royals. Don't think that the public are going to take kindly to it either. That's my reading, and thank you for watching. Very interesting when that book finally sees the light of day to see how it is received. And thank you, and I'll see you again tomorrow.